Good morning, everyone. My name is Jackie Dzelski, the President and CEO at the Manatee Chamber, and welcome to the 8th Annual Champions of Healthcare Awards. It is 3 years in the making, and we are so grateful that you are here to celebrate the incredible healthcare system and industry that we have in the greater Manatee County region. Now that I have you quiet and seated, I would ask that you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. You may be seated. As we're getting seated, I would like to recognize the elected officials that have joined us this morning. I know I saw from the Manatee County Commission, Carol Whitmore and Reggie Bellamy. Thank you so much for being here. City of Bradenton, Mayor Jean Brown, as well as Congressman Vern Buchanan's office, Chloe Conboy has joined us this morning. Thank you all so much. Before I roll into what you expect, which is a recognition of the critically important sponsorship support that we've had to make this year's Healthcare Awards possible, I do want to take a pause and say that so much has gone on in the past several years since we gathered last time in 2019 for the Champions of Healthcare Awards, and we are really at a unique point in time this morning. 2 years into a global pandemic, the importance and resiliency of our healthcare system is more apparent than ever. This awards program, which had a very difficult decision to pause, has been met with such enthusiasm from our community, and you'll hear and can read in your program that our community sent in more than 80 nominations this year. And while we're only recognizing 11 award winners this morning, please know that our community and the 2,000 businesses that invest in membership in the Manatee Chamber would like to honor all of our healthcare heroes. You've been asked to make incredible sacrifices in light of the pandemic, all while carrying out what is already a service-focused, often selfless profession in just what you do in your everyday responsibilities. You are truly facing and helping our community deal with life and death situations. We hold you, your colleagues, your families, and your well-being close in our hearts, and we thank you. With that, I would like to roll into an explanation of all of the ribbons that you see. Many of you look like generals walking in our healthcare awards this morning. You'll see ribbons that are honoring our sponsors, our nominees, our finalists. The 3 winners that we announce ahead of time, our Lifetime Achievement Award winner, our Youth Volunteer Award winner, as well as our 2 Community Impact Award winners this year, and members of the Chamber's Chairman's Circle. So thank you all, and if any of you would like a ribbon on your name tag next year, we can arrange that. Just talk to Tara or Jenny. At this time, as I mentioned, we had more than 80 nominees. You'll see them listed in your printed program, but at this point, I would hope that you would humor me in asking every nominee this year for the Champions of Healthcare Awards, could you please stand and allow us to show our appreciation for all that you do? All nominees. We also have a very special group of guests this morning. Many of you are past winners of the award or are working for an organization that is a past winner of a Champions of Healthcare Award. So again, another round of applause. And if you are a past winner of a Champions of Healthcare Award, you'll see those names listed in your printed program as well. Would you please stand to be honored? Thank you. And now I would like to show some appreciation for the many sponsors that made this morning's program and all of the work that has led up to it for more than 6 months possible. Once again this year, Regions Bank stepped forward to be our presenting sponsor of the Champions of Healthcare Awards. That conversation started more than 10 years ago when this was just an idea of the Chamber's Healthcare Committee, and Regions Bank stepped forward the first year and has been our presenting sponsor every year. You'll hear from several of them later in the program as they have roles in announcing winners this morning, but please, a round of applause for Regions Bank. A priority in founding these awards was also recognizing the tremendous impact that young people are making in healthcare and the health and well-being of our community. And so a Youth Volunteer Award has been part of the Champions of Healthcare Awards since the beginning. And Florida Blue stepped forward to provide the financial support so that our Youth Volunteer Award winner every year receives a scholarship. So please thank our Youth Volunteer Award sponsor, Florida Blue. We had a record number of program sponsors this year, and again, you'll see their names in your programs as well as on screen, but please, our program sponsors this year, the Bank of Tampa, HCA Florida, Blake Hospital, LECOM, Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine, MCR Health, as well as Tidewell Hospice. Thank you so much. Our corporate sponsors for this year's award are Alltrust Insurance, Blaylock Walters, Freedom Village of Bradenton, Manatee Memorial Hospital, and Suncoast Behavioral Health Center. Thank you so much for your corporate sponsorship. Our AV sponsor, and I think the AV sponsor for just about every community program that goes on in our community, is Manatee Educational Television. Thank you so much to Charles Clapsaddle and Chris Dolan and the team. They're there behind the magic curtain, making sure everything works smoothly today. Thank you so much, METV. They also recorded all of our testimonial videos that you'll enjoy later in the program. Thank you, METV. Our printing sponsor, Minuteman Press of Bradenton. Our media sponsor, WWSB ABC7. And right after breakfast, you're going to enjoy a great video that ABC7 put together recognizing the healthcare industry as a whole in our region. Our hope is that when we send you the link after the event today, that you will push that video out on social media because it truly does honor everyone who works within healthcare in our region. Thank you so much to ABC7. Finally, we have a list of table sponsors. You'll see them in your printed program on page 16. And you also noticed everyone's walking home with a gift this morning. So thank you so much to all of the sponsors who contributed an item for your goodie bag. I see many of you have put them on the floor. You're welcome to do that. Just don't forget to take them with you because there's lots of good treats in those goodie bags thanks to our sponsors. My final list to share with you this morning is a group of investors in the Manatee Chamber that we recognize at all of our major events, and those are the platinum level investors in the Chamber within our Chairman's Circle. You'll see their logos on screen, but thank you so much to Brown & Sons Funeral Home and Crematory, Carr, Riggs & Ingram, IMG Academy, Manatee County Government, Manatee Memorial Hospital, MCR Health, All Care Options, the Mosaic Company, NDC Construction Company, the Pittsburgh Pirates and Bradenton Marauders, Raymond James Wealth Management, Bruce Body, Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, and South State Bank. Thank you so much for your significant financial investment. As I may have mentioned earlier, it is just great to see a sold-out, packed room this morning here at the Grove. So thank you so much as a community for coming out to support healthcare. We thank each and every one of you for the role that you've played, whether you realize it or not, in making this type of recognition possible. We also owe thanks to our Chamber's Healthcare Committee and their efforts to create a lasting, high-profile awards program for our region. Their names are listed on page 18 of the program, and if you are a member of the Chamber's Healthcare Committee, would you please stand to receive a round of applause? You are a sounding board for healthcare issues within the business community and for our board of directors. Finally, congratulations to all of the nominees, the finalists, and the winners that we will reveal after we enjoy breakfast this morning. Before our wonderful partners at the Grove serve our breakfast, I would like to ask Denise Smith-Berger with Regions Bank to come forward to share an invocation with us this morning.
If everyone would join me by bowing their heads. We give thanks for making today's celebration possible. We give thanks for the unique talents and gifts bestowed upon each of us. May we use them in ways that promote peace, healing, and well-being in our world, our country, and Manatee County. We ask for guidance to make our community even stronger and more equitable. We pray for our first responders, our nurses, doctors, allied health professionals, public health workers, policymakers, and everyone that touches the lives of patients and their families, often at the time of their greatest needs. We ask for blessings on this event, our elected officials, and our Chamber of Commerce. May we use our influence in ways that strengthen our servant hearts. Amen.
Thank you, Denise. Thank you so much. Now, please, we'll take a break to allow the staff to serve breakfast, and we'll be back with you in just a few minutes. We are going to go ahead and continue with the program. So, as I said right before we took a break, the next thing we're going to do is give away a bike this morning. So I would like to introduce you to Doris Davila. She is the Vice President and Commercial Relationship Manager for Regions Bank, and she is going to have the honor of drawing our winner this morning. Please welcome Doris.
Good morning, everyone. We are raffling a 26-inch unisex single-speed bike. It's a beach cruiser, and the symbol for the bike is banking with Regions. It's as easy as riding a bike.
Now, do they have to write it out?
And you have to the winner has to ride the bike around so you can promote the bank, or I'll do it for you.
All right, you can mix them.
Okay, here's the winner. Deborah Hawks of CNN Community Health. Congratulations.
Perfect. Can Community Health. So, assuming you're not going to take us up on the offer, even though we cleared a path for you, you can take that bike with you at the end of the day. So with that, I'm going to set this down if anybody wants to come grab it. And we will get on with the awards program. So next, taking it from here on the podium for the rest of the morning, I would like to introduce you to Matt LaPointe with Blaylock Walters. He is the chairman of the Manatee Chamber's Healthcare Committee, and we will get on with the program.
Thank you, Jackie. Good morning, everybody. Please continue to finish up your breakfast while we move along with this awards program. I hope you're enjoying the breakfast. I'd like to say thank you to all the servers out here, and thank you to the Grove. Great way to start our day. Thank you, servers. As Jackie shared with us earlier, we received 81 nominations for this year's awards. Each judge had a stack of paperwork this high to go through to select the nominees and to select the winners and the finalists. As you can imagine, it was an extremely difficult task to select from amongst 81 nominees. Listen, every nominee is a winner. Each one has contributed to the high quality of health care that we enjoy here in Manatee County, and the wonderful quality of life that we all cherish. This year we had 5 generous people who had the difficult job of selecting these finalists and selecting the winners. I know, I was honored to be among the 5. The choices were very challenging. I know that these nominees and the finalists who did not win will very likely be nominated again for the amazing work that they do in our community. Please help me thank the judges as I ask each one of them to stand and be recognized. Melissa Larkin-Skinner from Centerstone. Melissa. Juan Montenegro from Solmart Media. Juan, are you here? Yeah, Juan. Jonathan Mullis, Physical Therapy Doctors of Florida. And Valerie Vale, Manatee County Medical Society. Valerie. We have another group of people in the audience that we would like to recognize. Everyone who works within our healthcare sector. While you come from a diverse collection of agencies, nonprofits, philanthropic organizations, your impact comes together to influence two of the most important aspects of our lives, our individual health and our community's collective health. You and your colleagues here in our community and across the globe are the true heroes in every sense of the word. The rest of us can only try to imagine the pressure, the stress, the daily recommitment to your calling that you've experienced over the past 2 years of this pandemic. We are grateful. We are grateful. Joseph Dunn from ABC7, I met at the table. Joseph, thank you for coming. Joseph is here this morning. Our friends at ABC7 partnered with the Manatee Chamber to produce a video honoring all of our champions. While we're honoring a number of award nominees and finalists and winners this morning, we have not and will not lose sight of the fact that all of you are champions. The past 2 years in particular have brought an even greater awareness for our community and the world of you and your colleagues. So we're going to show you a video that was prepared by our friends at ABC7.
Champion. It's a word we use to describe those at the highest level of their game, who overcome every challenge to achieving excellence. Those who we revere for their talents and performance. Now, the word champion is more appropriate than ever to describe those who serve our community's healthcare needs with remarkable compassion, commitment, selflessness, and impact. There are so many champions of healthcare who have risen to the challenges of a global pandemic while still carrying out the critically important daily work of their healthcare professions. And here on the Suncoast, we say thank you. We salute our frontline healthcare workers, our first responders, epidemiologists, pharmacists, public safety and public health workers. We honor those who work behind the scenes to keep our hospitals, clinics, medical and dental facilities, and nonprofits ready to serve, including thousands of volunteers. We thank our nurses, doctors, technicians, assistants, home care and hospice champions, and the hundreds of other healthcare professionals who contribute to one of the most important aspects of our quality of life, our health. While it is impossible to name each individual, facility, program, business, or organization that deserves to hear themselves called a champion of healthcare here on the Suncoast, know that we support you. We recognize your contributions, and we thank you. Brought to you by the Manatee Chamber of Commerce and ABC7, your local station.
Wow, that was great. Thank you. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, ABC7, for your partnership. We look forward to sharing this video with all of you and the wider community so that you can help us spread this message of gratitude. Watch for a link to be shared soon. I'd like to invite Rick Bizio, the Manatee Chamber's chairman of the board and the owner of the Educated Franchisee, to the podium to present our first award.
Thank you, Matt. Good morning, and on behalf of the Manatee Chamber Board of Directors, I'm honored to be part of the Champions of Healthcare Awards, and I have the great honor of introducing our very first awards of the morning, the Community Impact Awards. These awards were especially created by our judges this year to recognize the efforts of the Florida Department of Health in Manatee County, as well as Manatee County's Public Safety Department as our 2022 Champions of Healthcare Community Impact Award winners. The incredible, selfless efforts of these agencies have helped our community in immeasurable ways. I think back to the early days of the pandemic. I remember the leadership that they showed. We didn't know much of what was going to happen. They showed us and they led us. They had steadfast professionalism, unwavering commitment, even when it meant assuming personal risk. It was courageous and it was inspiring. If you ask any of these individuals, they'll say, yeah, of course, that was my job. We should never forget the fact that every one of those individuals could have chosen a different job. These agencies and several of their employees were nominated this year, but we felt that these two special awards would be a fitting way to honor all of them through the Champions of Healthcare program. First, let's hear from Jennifer Bensey, Dr. Jennifer Bensey, the County Health Officer with the Department of Health, about how her team responded and adapted and persevered, and she will make her way to the stage now.
On February 29th, 2020, the first case of COVID-19 in Florida was reported here in Manatee County. The Florida Department of Health in Manatee County was ready to go into full response mode the very same day with an internal incident management team to handle COVID-19 fiscal, logistical, operational, planning, safety, and communication issues. We also enlisted a host of community partners, developing even stronger relationships as we work together to prevent further illness and death throughout the pandemic. Since March 1st, 2020, my staff has worked tirelessly during the days, nights, weekends, and holidays to protect community health and mitigate the spread of this new emerging disease in our county, all while simultaneously carrying out our core public health programs and services, including our clinics, WIC, vital statistics, and environmental health. Employees worked long days at the testing and vaccine drive-thrus and then returned to the office to do data entry and continue contact tracing well into the night. We addressed outbreaks in the community and assured that the partners and public had the resources they needed to stay safe. Our staff worked tirelessly, going above and beyond their job duties and the agency's mission, while making extraordinary personal sacrifices to save lives in our community. While responding to COVID-19, we also had to activate the special needs shelter for Tropical Storm Elsa in July 2021 and manage the logistical challenges associated with social distancing in the shelter. The unwavering commitment of the Florida Department of Health Manatee staff to promote, protect, and improve the health of Manatee residents and visitors is evident daily, as we never closed our doors during the pandemic. In fact, we continued to provide services in person, remotely, and in the field. Our team of passionate public health professionals and the impact they have on our community from one day to the next and in times of crisis demonstrate what it is to be a champion. In 1921, just as the world was emerging from a pandemic of Spanish flu that claimed the lives of almost 50 million people worldwide, the then Manatee County Board of Commissioners decided it was time to launch a department dedicated to the public health needs of Manatee County residents. More than 100 years later, Just as the world is emerging from the COVID-19 pandemic, the Florida Department of Health in Manatee County continues to provide critical services to Manatee County residents. We are proud to have been part of this community for the past 100 years and are here for you and yours well into the future. Congratulations to my entire team. I am so proud to work with each and every one of you. You are true champions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good morning, everyone. First, I'd like to thank the Chamber for their valuing the importance of healthcare in our community. I want to also thank each one of you in this room. You are partners of public health, and we saw that especially during the last 2 years. I want to thank our partners and colleagues at the county. You stood with us leading this effort of a COVID response in our community, again, especially during those long days, the weekends, the holidays, particularly at those vaccination sites. And finally, I want to thank my staff. They're amazing, valiantly working the past 2.5 years, again, 24/7, whatever it takes. But as I said earlier here, we've been doing that for over 100 years in this community, and that's what public health professionals do. In closing, C. Everett Koop once said, healthcare is vital to all of us some of the time, but public health is vital to all of us all of the time. So thank you very much for this award on behalf of my team.
Next, we will view a video from Jacob Sauer, the director of the county's Public Safety Department, and he will also join me on stage.
The Manatee County Public Safety Department has been on the front lines of COVID-19 pandemic since the beginning, and I couldn't be more proud of the men and women on our team. The first ever COVID-19 case in Florida was handled by the first responders who work at the Manatee County Public Safety Department. Our 911 telecommunicators also received the first 911 call of a COVID-19 positive person, and our EMS team cared for and transported the first COVID-19 positive patient in the state of Florida. I can proudly say there was no other county more prepared to handle this type of pressure and stress than Manatee County. From that night on, our public safety team quickly realized we would play a key role in the mitigation and response to the global pandemic. The community looked to us to lead the way in the uphill battle of combating COVID-19. The team held multiple meetings with community partners, the Department of Health in Manatee, and our own internal experts to determine best practices in mitigating the pandemic. We established protocols for 911 to correctly identify COVID-positive patients to protect EMS. We established personal protective equipment protocols and established multiple supply chains for not only our own teams, but for those working in nursing homes and our local hospitals. Working with the Department of Health Manatee and our 311 team, we established the first local call center for residents to call and get answers about the pandemic. From executive orders to community leaders searching for answers, the team was there to help every step of the way. Testing and vaccines soon came to the forefront. Working with Dr. Bensey's team in the state, we established public-private partnerships for testing at the convention center that, until recently, ran for almost 2 years in that location. We established one of the first drive-through vaccine operations, first serving 100 cars a day to eventually 2 vaccine sites, each capable of serving 4,000 people a day, all staffed and supported by countless dedicated public safety and county employees. Our vaccine call center took over 3,000 calls a day from concerned citizens who desperately needed answers. As the community continues to deal with the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, I look back on the public safety team employees' commitment and think of how proud I am to be on this team. The staff works tirelessly to protect and serve the community at their most desperate time of need, and they got it done. Congratulations to our team on this fantastic award and honor. Good morning, everybody. As Dr. Bensey said, It has been a long couple of years. But I want to say to everyone in this room that are part of the healthcare community, it's the things that we did and were able to accomplish for our community is because of all of you. I want to say thank you to my team, emergency management, 911, 311, EMS, our community paramedics that continue to do vaccines to the homebound today, and last but not least, code enforcement, who helped us greatly with our vaccine drive-through. Again, as said before, the team at both Public Safety and the Department of Health, we've been working very closely together for quite a long time, and we will continue to do that. We all love this community, as you guys do, and it's just a great partnership, and we thank you guys for everything. Thank you.
A wonderful way to start the awards recognition program this year. Thank you to the teams from the Department of Health and the County Public Safety. Say thank you once again. Good. Now, Matt will carry on with the remainder of the awards this morning.
Thank you, Rick. Thanks very much, Rick. I now have the distinct honor of introducing the 21 people, programs, and institutions that were selected as finalists this year. If you hold your applause till the end, I'll ask each of them to stand and remain standing to be recognized. So in the adult volunteer category, Juanita Adams, Manatee Memorial Hospital, Edward Jackson, HCA Florida Blake Hospital, Joanne Rouse, Tidewell Hospice. If you'd stand up. In the Innovation and Research category, Amputation Prevention and Wound Care Center at MCR Health, Dr. Jenna Kazel, Florida Surgical Clinic, Dr. John Wong with RE3 Stem Cell and Healing Institute and RE3 Innovative Neuroscience Institute. In the Institution and Program category, CAN Community Health Inc., Coastal Orthopedics, Prime Health Urgent Care. In the Allied Health Professional category, Cheryl Albright, Soul to Soul Yoga, Annette Larkin, owner and director, Happy Cubs Child Care Center, Jane Roseborough, Vice President of Community Alignment, Centerstone. In the nurse category, Susie Blatt, Manatee Memorial Hospital, Amy Kimball, Manatee Memorial Hospital, and Jessica Stevenson, Tidewell Hospice. In the physician category, Dr. Alessandro Golino, Riverview Cardiac Surgery, Dr. George Meadows, Meadows Family Dentistry, Dr. Fabian Ramos, Ramos Center for Interventional and Functional Pain Medicine. In the individual of merit category, Jonathan Marsh, Home Helpers Home Care of Bradenton, Hugh Miller, Miller Real Estate Services, Dr. Carol Probsfeld, State College of Florida. And in our final two categories, we have already announced the winners. You'll hear more about them in a few minutes, but please allow them to stand with these other finalists. In our youth volunteer category, Dylan Desir, an SCF collegiate school student and volunteer with Healthy Teens Coalition and TEDx Bradenton. In our lifetime achievement honoree, Dr. George Van Buren. Please join me in giving all of these finalists a round of applause. Now you can see why the judges had such a hard time. Wonderful, stellar people. Okay, the moment we've been waiting for. I have the honor of announcing the winners in the first several categories. After each winner is announced and they make their way to the stage, we'll share a video presentation that highlights some of the accomplishments and the impact that these champions are having in our community. They're also, of course, welcome to share a few words this morning. So, our first category, the adult volunteer category. This category recognizes individuals in our community who volunteer for the betterment of the health of people in our community, and I am very pleased to announce that Edward Jackson is our 2022 Volunteer Award winner. I'll turn your attention to the video as Edward makes his way up to the podium.
Good morning. It is with great pleasure and pride that I have the honor of introducing HCA Florida Blake Hospital's very own Edward Jackson as the 2022 Champion of Healthcare for Adult Volunteer. I've had to think long and hard how best to describe Ed. Most hospital volunteers have a very specific service role and title, but I think if you asked anyone at Blake, what does Ed do? All of the answers would be different. When Ed first started volunteering at Blake in 2017, he repaired all the wheelchairs in our facility to ensure our patients and visitors consistently remained safe. You see, Ed retired from Blake as a maintenance mechanic the same year. This role expanded to assisting at the main lobby information desk, running errands, escorting patients, and checking in guests. As everyone knows, particularly those who work in healthcare, the past 3 years have been unlike anything we've ever experienced or want to again. Sending all of our volunteers home during the lockdown and keeping them away for half a year was excruciating. Ed would message me asking if it was time to come back, and this went on for months. But he was also our very first volunteer to return to Blake once our volunteer restrictions lifted. Besides being the go-getter, go-to man that he is, Ed is also a giver, a true, caring, generous spirit that is fueled by making others happy, by bringing out a smile, by cracking a joke, all to ease stress and bring joy. He's known for putting on costumes, particularly the Easter Bunny, and he loves to fill carts with treats and goodies to hand out to staff throughout the hospital. This is his happy place, being able to connect to staff, to our patients, and our visitors. This past year, Ed, an avid gardener, noticed an area of neglect outside of Blake. We have a memorial rose garden where we remember staff and volunteers who have passed. This garden fell into disrepair during the pandemic, and he wanted to change this. It became his project. He planned it. He received approval to do it, and the revitalized garden is a testament to his compassionate and caring spirit. He even recruited his lovely wife, Helen, to assist in bringing his vision to life, and Helen is with us today. Today, Blake now has a memorial garden for everyone to enjoy. Bless you, Ed. Thank you for allowing me a moment to share why Ed is so amazing, why he's so beloved by staff, and how he continues to provide compassionate commitment to the community in which we live. Congratulations, Ed.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you very much. Do you want to say a few words?
Oh, if I do, I'll be here forever. No, you go right ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know if you could hear that. I asked Ed if he wanted to say a few words, and he said, no, if I do, I'll be up there forever. That was wonderful. Our next category is the Innovation and Research category. Here we seek to recognize a person, a program, or an organization whose work within their field has resulted in a breakthrough or a major development in medical or health sciences. This morning, please help me in congratulating Dr. John Wong. We have a video to share with you in which Dana Pierce and Tiffany Harper share some more information about Dr. Wong as he makes his way to the stage.
Congratulations, Dr. Wong. I admit, as your business manager, I might be biased. However, I can't think of anyone more deserving of this recognition in healthcare innovation, development, and research.
We would be remiss if we didn't take a moment to thank all the healthcare facilities, providers, and their teams that have dedicated their tireless commitment to serving our communities. We have all faced challenges these last few years that have sometimes felt unimaginable. Dr. Wong has led his team at RE3 with thoughtfulness and strength, always remaining steadfast in his genuine belief that patient care should always be the goal, focus, and #1 priority.
In spite of these challenges, Dr. Wong continued to introduce technologies, perfect techniques, and research and develop new programs in brain and spine health to improve outcomes, reduce recovery time, and enhance overall quality of life for so many patients. Some noteworthy examples are the development of the RA3 Spine Health Program, which includes stem cell and platelet-rich plasma therapies, the addition of the new surgical and navigational technologies of both Manatee Memorial Hospital and Lakewood Ranch Medical Center, providing additional comprehensive stroke services in Manatee County, and the new navigational technique he developed for biopsy and deep brain tumor resection, to name a few.
Dr. Wong is constantly looking for ways to optimize and elevate patient care, whether in the operating room or in the clinic. Being the consummate professor, he always takes the time and has the patience to educate his staff and peers with kindness and humility. His drive to improve and advance the level of patient care is second to none, and we are forever grateful to having him serve our communities with his knowledge, skills, and compassion.
Thank you for your dedication and for being a true champion of healthcare innovation.
Good morning, everyone. First, I would like to thank every one of you to give your time to this remarkable event. There's such a wonderful turnout, and many colleagues, associates, friends here have all dedicated your time and your efforts in making this county, the lives of people in this county, making this actually part of a better world. So we have all struggled and faced challenges in our life. The last 2 years is a continuation of the struggle we have had and we shall continue to have, but we will always prevail. The spirit will go on. And I would like very much thank everyone for bestowing upon me this privilege, this honor. And Team RE3, I thank you for your talents, your dedication. Would you please stand and join me in expressing our gratitude and continued commitment to Manatee County, all the people, and its surrounding communities. Thank you, everyone. Would you stand and...
Thank you, Dr. Wong. It's always great to hear about the innovation and the what's going on right here in Manatee County. It's wonderful. Our next category is the institution and program category. This is designed to recognize the impact of a facility, a business, a nonprofit, a school or government agency, or a program within an institution for its impact on the healthcare in our community. This morning, I would like you to help me in honoring CAN Community Health as our 2022 Champions of Healthcare Award winner. We asked Yalitza Lemoyne, Director of Prevention Services, to share how CAN Community Health is making an impact in our community. Let's watch the video.
CAN Community Health has served the HIV community in Florida since 1991, with 40 locations nationwide, and has continued to expand by partnering with local medical providers to better serve those most impacted by HIV, hepatitis C, STDs, and other diseases. CAN Community Health is dedicated to the treatment, care, and continual wellness of our clients by providing a scope of services such as prevention, medical, dental, mental health, and pharmacy, allowing us to offer a most robust and holistic approach regardless of the financial situation, insurance, or ability to pay. Social stigma is a significant obstacle to testing and treating HIV. Our main goal is to raise awareness, overcome barriers to care, and fight to end the stigma. CAN Community Health culture is founded on equity, fairness, and inclusivity principles. Our prevention staff work diligently to foster strong relationships with existing organizations to bring opportunities for education, awareness, and testing. During the COVID-19 and due to CDC regulations, our prevention staff have to redirect the prevention effort to create innovative outreach strategies to keep reaching and providing comprehensive sexual health education to the community. Can Community Health launched telehealth initiatives to ensure a continuum of care. For the fourth time, our organization has recognized as one of the best nonprofits to work for nationally in 2022. Congratulations to the entire Can Community Health team for being champions.
Thank you so much. Good morning. I'm actually the winner of the bicycle. So it's really been a great day. I guess I don't have any excuse not to work out. All right, I'm a behaviorist, so I'll behave properly. My name is Dr. Deborah Hawks, and I am the Chief Operations Officer for Can Community Health. And I am here, and I know I speak on behalf of the entire organization at this moment when I say thank you all so very much. Receiving this honor for us at Can is a true award honor for this entire organization. We've worked hard, just like everyone else in the room, to support our patients throughout this entire pandemic, and we are still doing so as an infectious disease company. That's what we do. As some of you may know, Can started in the Manatee and surrounding areas in 1991. Since then, we've expanded our services extensively. The Chamber's lovely president and CEO, Jackie Delzeski, spoke earlier of the need for resilience during this very challenging time, and I think that trait played a critical role in us being able to effectively serve this county and all the other counties where we currently reside. I want to give a big thank you to the entire Manatee Board, Chamber, and its staff, our fearless leader, Dr. Rishi Patel, our CEO and president, our board chairwoman, Jackie Rogers, and the entire board of directors, and our incredible staff from the front desk to our executives with just a small portion who are sitting in this room with us today. What we do is not easy, not for any of us, but we do it because it's our passion to serve the communities and deliver the best possible specialized medical care to those who need it most, regardless of their ability to pay. Thank you all so much for this incredible honor and recognition for Can. Have a great day.
Our next category is the Allied Health Professional category. This category seeks to recognize all of those professionals whose work is critical to the overall workings of our healthcare system. This includes PAs, educators, administrators, PTs, OTs, EMTs, mental health, behavioral health, other allied health professionals. This morning, please help me to congratulate Jane Roseborough with Centerstone, our 2022 champion in the Healthcare Allied Health Category Award. We're going to hear more about Jane from Joshua Matlock, President and CEO of CareerSource Suncoast.
Jane Roseborough and I are graduates of Leadership Manatee Class of 2019. It was during that time I came to understand Jane's commitment to serving others. Her skill for building relationships, connecting programs and services with those in need is remarkable. She demonstrates that commitment every day by collaborating with community partners, including law enforcement, the judiciary, local government, behavioral health and human service providers, and consumer and family advocates. Criminal justice reform has been a major focus for Jane since becoming the first director of the Comprehensive Treatment Court in Sarasota. Troubled by the nearly 2 million people with mental illness booked into jails across the country each year, Jane turned her attention to the development of criminal justice diversion programs. Under her leadership, Centerstone's Comprehensive Treatment Court, Drug Court, and Mental Health Court programs became models for replication. In fact, Jane's newest court-related program is the Comprehensive Treatment Court for Manatee County, a year-long strategic planning initiative in which Jane worked with over 40 community stakeholders. Today, Manatee Comprehensive Treatment Court programming reduces the county's jail population by diverting individuals with behavioral health disorders to community-based treatment. She is also currently developing strategies to engage and connect homeless individuals with temporary housing, behavioral health, and social services. She has a special place in her heart for homeless veterans and is working tirelessly to find creative and innovative ways to help these community heroes. Jane's many contributions to the betterment of individuals with mental health and substance use disorders are too many to count. I can think of no one more deserving to receive this award. Congratulations.
Good morning. Thank you so much. I am truly honored. I work with some of the most dedicated, passionate men and women, which makes my job so rewarding. I am blessed to be part of a team that delivers care that changes people's lives and positively impacts the community. I am grateful and humbled. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Our next category is the nurse category. This category is designed to honor a nurse or nurse practitioner. We've all met them, these amazing individuals who are entrusted to care for us and our loved ones. What distinguishes all of the nominees in this category is the extra work and the compassion they deliver outside of their job description. Please help me this morning in congratulating Jessica Stevenson with Tidewell Hospice, our 2022 Champions of Healthcare Award winner. Now on screen to share a little bit about what makes Jessica such an incredible influence is Debbie Mason, President of the Tidewell Foundation and Executive VP of Tidewell Hospice.
Hi, I'm Debbie Mason, President of the Tidewell Foundation, and I'm here to tell you why Jessica Stevenson is an amazing healthcare champion. Jessica is our Vice President of Hospice House Care Centers. She leads our Tidewell Hospice clinical teams for 7 hospice houses and 2 inpatient units. Jessica was a driving force of our response to the COVID-19 pandemic. She helped our colleagues balance the stress of their own safety, even while they were putting themselves and their families at risk, as they provided the world-class care, comfort, and compassion that Tidewell is known for in the care of our patients and families. Jessica converted Tidewell's Bradenton and Venice hospice houses to care specifically for dying patients of COVID-19. She trained and counseled our staff, set up safety protocols, and performed testing clinics for our colleagues, volunteers, and even some of our vendors. She went out of her way to figure out how patients could connect with their families using our screened lanais, our telehealth technology, and other tools. Jessica made sure that everyone's life and their moments mattered during this long pandemic. But you see, that is what Jessica does each and every day. She always looks out for our patients, families, colleagues, and volunteers to make sure that everyone is safe and they have a positive experience. Jessica recently reached out to me, and she noted that when patients are admitted after hours in our hospice houses, their families often need some extra comfort. They're hungry, thirsty, overwhelmed, and they often need something to help just collect their thoughts. Because of Jessica's thoughtfulness, the Tidewell Foundation now provides a welcome package for patient families who are being admitted to our hospice houses. That extra comfort is Jessica's role for families. On behalf of our Tidewell Hospice President and CEO, Jonathan Fleece, our Tidewell Hospice Chief Nursing Officer, Pauline Maley, and all of the 2,500 colleagues at our not-for-profit Empath Health System, we salute you, Jessica Stevenson. Every day, you are our healthcare champion, our RN leader, and role model. Thank you for your care, your service, and your extraordinary commitment to full life care.
Thank you so much, everybody in the room. Thank you to the chamber. Thank you to Tidewell. I love my job. I love what I do, and I can't believe I got an award for it.
Thank you, Jessica. Our next category, the physician and dentist category. The nominations that were submitted listed countless hours of service that these medical professionals give in our community. Many of the nominees stood out for their compassion and willingness to help patients and serve our community in ways that go far beyond their medical practices. Unfortunately, the judges could only pick one, and we are very pleased to congratulate Dr. Alessandro Galino with Riverview Cardiac Surgery. We asked Steve Neerman, the president and CEO of HCA Florida Blake Hospital, and Trudy Moon, Blake's chairwoman of the board, to share with us a little bit about how Dr. Galino has given back, in addition to his excellent patient care.
Hi, my name is Steve Neerman. I'm the president and CEO of HCA Florida Blake Hospital. It's my distinct pleasure to introduce you to a true champion of healthcare, Dr. Alessandro Galino. In addition to being an accomplished and well-respected cardiothoracic heart surgeon, Dr. Galino extends his work in caring for others through the giving of his time, of his talents, and of his treasure. But before I share with you more about Dr. Galino's community service work, I'd like to introduce you to our Hospital Board of Trustees chairwoman, Trudy Moon, to share a few words about the impact Dr. Galino has had on her personal life.
Dr. Galino saved my husband's life 13 years ago. Not only did he save his life, but he also saved me. I was a mess. The warmth, kindness, and patience he showed me were unmatched by anyone. Even when I couldn't understand his heavy Italian accent, I knew how much he cared and that Stuart was in good hands. It was a memory I will never forget. Dr. Galino is the best, but I hope I never have to do business with him again.
Thank you, Trudy. I really appreciate you sharing your experience. It's truly remarkable the work that Dr. Galino, along with his wife Bonnie and their daughter Lauren, do in giving tirelessly to the special needs children and adults through their generous support of Special Olympics Florida Manatee County Equestrian Program. Back in 1996, Dr. Galino secured a recreational land use permit to share his family farm to host the Special Olympics Equestrian Program. The program is held twice a week at Galino Farms, and it helps these special needs athletes to improve their physical, cognitive, and emotional and behavioral skills. The Galino Farm also hosts Hooves with Heart, a horse education riding therapy program allowing special needs athletes to continue their training outside of Special Olympic Program official season. Currently, this program facilitates more than 830 lessons a year, all free of charge. Dr. Galino's inspirational leadership and service demonstrate his ongoing commitment to taking care of so many hearts in our community. Thank you, Dr. Galino, for being a true champion of healthcare, and congratulations to you for this most deserving recognition.
Thank you. I'm very touched. I'm glad that somebody warned you about my accent. Yeah. So anyway, it's a true honor, and as Steve said, probably my wife and my daughter should be with me. We've been in this community 23 years, and we love this community. And my wife grew up in a small farm in the middle of nowhere in Texas with horses, and she inspired that passion for horses to my daughter, and They were asking me to buy a farm. I said, no, I finally, you have to give in. So I gave in. I gave in and we started our farm, and then we decided that we have to give back to the community that's been so good to us. And there's nothing more inspiring and touching seeing those kids blossom, see Little Mason sitting next to Donkey, read a book. Otherwise, he can't do it. It's just, that's the best reward. Thanks again.
Grazie mille. I think that means thank you very much. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. Our next category is the individual of merit. Through this award, we try to honor an individual who may or may not be a healthcare professional, whose service as a board member, a volunteer, a philanthropist, elected official, community or government leader, who goes beyond his or her day job to improve and support healthcare in Manatee County. This morning, please help me in honoring Jonathan Marsh with the Home Helpers Home Care of Bradenton. We're going to hear from Tammy Goody about how Jonathan is impacting our healthcare system from his unique leadership position. Let's watch.
Jonathan Marsh began Home Helpers Home Care of Bradenton in response to a lack of care for one of his own family members. His grandmother was in need of home care, and because none was available, a family member stepped up, but it took a major toll on them. Jonathan felt that if an option like Home Helpers had been available, that it would have been a much better solution. So he decided to start his own business. The impact he and his team have made is felt the most by those caregivers who give assistance to care for their loved ones. Jonathan is always trying to educate others on what support is available, including for caregivers and veterans. And he often gives referrals for businesses and services that are outside his own company's offerings. Jonathan has a heart to help. There are so many testimonials from his clients. They have shared quotes like these. Working with Jonathan and his excellent staff has been unparalleled compared to anything I have ever encountered. He truly cares and is at the top of his game. He is truly a wonderful person. My husband is retired, but still works full-time from home. So it is very important to find a reliable caregiver to help Mom during the day. Jonathan bent over backward to find the best fit, and he displays the highest level of integrity, morals, and commitment to clients that I have ever experienced. Don and I have personally known Jonathan for over 8 years. He has a real passion for helping those who cannot help themselves. He gives back in our community in many ways through business connections, going above and beyond to take care of his team, and always looking for new partnerships to help his clients and families. Congratulations, Jonathan, and thank you for being a true champion.
I couldn't sleep last night, so I got up this morning at 3 a.m. I said, what if I am recognized? So I'll say this. I'm very honored to be nominated, then to be a finalist, and then to be recognized, and I thank you. I got multiple texts this morning saying, I hope you win, and I prefer the term recognized because I believe all of us in healthcare are winners. From March 2020 to early 2022, those were the 2 most difficult years of my life. In healthcare, we fought through this pandemic. Some of us left healthcare, some of us didn't live through it, and some of us were able to push through to see the other side of this pandemic where we are right now. I can tell you that I cried multiple times during this pandemic. I cried for my clients. I cried for my employees. I'm crying now. I cried for my colleagues, my friends, and my clients that passed. I cried for myself. I cried for myself as a business owner. And for my business, there were times I wasn't sure we were going to make it. And I can tell you I had an emotional moment last year where I sent out a flurry of emails It's a bunch of people. I said, just tell me what I can do to walk away. So, oh, goodness gracious. Anyway, I love Manatee County. And whenever I've needed help, I knew I could reach out to the chamber. And I also knew I could reach out to the county, especially the Department of Health. They always made me feel important, and they made my business feel, all my employees feel important, right? We were going through this pandemic, and every time a COVID case came up, it was crazy. So in closing, I just want to say I'm honored to be recognized. Thank you to you all. Thank you to the Manatee Chamber. Thank you to Manatee County. And last but not least, thank you to my staff. Amanda, who's over there, I appreciate it. She's been with the company since the beginning. Thank you all. I appreciate you. And hopefully no pictures, because those would be ugly pictures, crying, you know.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. To present our next award, I'd like to ask Nick Kouros, the local market leader with Florida Blue, to join me on stage. Nick, thank you to Florida Blue for its leadership level of sponsorship for the Champions of Healthcare Awards. Come on up, Nick.
Thank you, Matt. Speaking of heavy accents, my 87-year-old Greek mother made sure she found out where I was coming today. She said, thank MCR Health. I love them. So I'm just passing along the message because I'll be seeing her later today and she's going to ask me. So I'm very happy to be here today with my local team representing Florida Blue as a sponsor of the Manatee Chamber's Champions of Healthcare Awards again this year. And it's especially rewarding to sponsor the Youth Volunteer Award and Scholarship, particularly after the past couple of years where we have not been able to convene together to sponsor this youth award. So along with my local team, which are seated over here in the front, we invited some team members from our Florida Blue Center on Cattleman Road at the UTC Mall with us today. And if you are a Florida Blue member, and I hope you are, I encourage you to visit our center on Cattleman Road. Think of it as an Apple store for insurance. Yeah. You can receive personalized service. You can get all your questions answered, talk to a care nurse, a service advocate. And if you're not a member, we still want you to come in because we have programming, healthy living courses, yoga, all free to the public. So we want to see you. And if you have questions about coverage, we're happy to answer those questions. At Florida Blue, we truly understand that youth are our future, and our involvement and interest in them helps to shape our leaders of tomorrow. A little bit about us. We are the largest and oldest health insurer in the state, 75 years young, I like to say, serving nearly 6 million Floridians in all 67 counties of our state. Our mission at Florida Blue, pretty simple. It's helping people and communities achieve better health. But we simply cannot deliver on that mission without the hospital systems, doctors, nurses, dentists, community organizations, nonprofits in Manatee County represented here today, which are committed to the public good and keeping our families, our friends, and loved ones healthy and whole. It really is an ecosystem of care that we are very proud to be part of. So as you know, our award format called for us to announce the winner of the Youth Volunteer Award when we announced the finalists in the 7 other categories. So you all know that Dylan Desir, a student at SCF Collegiate School, is our 2022 Champions of Healthcare Youth Volunteer Award winner. Please help me in congratulating Dylan. All right. Come on up, Dylan. We have a video, including his friends from Healthy Teens Coalition, Jonathan Evans, Marianne Legler, Gabriela Cortez Alban, who will share a little more about how Dylan is a leader among his peers in ways that are impacting teen health in our region. Let's watch.
We are so excited to introduce you to Dylan Desir. Dylan has faced many challenges in his young life, more than some will face in their lifetime. What distinguishes him is his humility, perseverance, and selfless service to his community, not only conquering the challenges he has faced, but rising above them, serving others, and setting himself on a path to success.
In 2019, Dylan joined Healthy Teens as a teen health educator. After committing to a rigorous training program, he began serving our community through peer health education and mentoring on difficult but critical topics such as mental health, trauma, substance use, sexually transmitted illnesses, teen dating violence, and other health issues affecting our community's youth.
Dylan recently turned 17, yet has graduated from high school a year early to attend Stanford University in the fall. He approaches life with a great purpose and intention, brilliant, committed, and personable. The impact he has made on the health and well-being of our local youth and their families has been remarkable. Just a few examples include
designing and teaching a bilingual program that won a National Youth Health Award and benefited Manatee County minority parents of teens.
Serving as a select member of the inaugural Trauma Leadership Corps to assist local youth with coping with trauma and related stress, anxiety, and depression in their lives.
Being selected as one of only 3 student representatives in the entire nation to advocate with members of the U.S. Congress on sexually transmitted illnesses.
Founding a Haitian donation initiative whereby Haitian families in need received over 3,000 school supplies.
He approaches his volunteer responsibilities with the seriousness and purpose that would be every employer's dream for a paid employee, let alone a volunteer. Through Healthy Teens and numerous other volunteering opportunities, locally and nationally, he has achieved hundreds of volunteer service hours while graduating a year early and working 2 part-time jobs.
Dylan has incredible gifts, which he freely shares for the health and well-being of Manatee County's youth and their families. Healthy Teens feels so extremely fortunate to work with this young man, and we have absolutely no doubt that he will use his many talents to continue to positively impact the health of our world.
All of this and more is why we know that he is fully deserving to be this year's Youth Volunteer Award winner. Congratulations, Dylan.
That was a lot. I just want to say before I get on with my little spiel that nobody asked for, but thank you so much to everyone who has supported me over the last 3 years. Unfortunately, to personal circumstances, I had to end my high school experience a little short, but I'm still thankful to everyone and everyone I've interacted with, who's guided me, who's been a large part of who I am today and who I continue to be. So I just want to take you a little bit back to 2010, after the earthquake that impacted Haiti in the streets of Port-au-Prince, capital city. My family and I decided to move to the United States. Upon arriving here, I was shocked by the differences that existed between my community and the community here. Buildings were beautiful, people walked around in peace and stability, things that everyone, regardless of where they come from, their socioeconomic status, or who they are, deserve and are worthy of. And so I continued to ask myself, as I grew up and came of age, what were the differences? Why was my home so different from the beauty that existed here? I mean, even now, we're adorned in our fancy outfits, and we're here enjoying some really good food, thank you. And so I'm very thankful for that. But what was that difference? And in going into high school, I continued to think about these things. What were the differences that existed between me and my peers? And did differences have to be a bad thing? Well, certainly not. I think the differences and the things that make us who we are what unite us and make us better. And so, throughout high school, I continued to take up every opportunity I could. I've always said this, and I believe this with all my whole heart. What's the worst thing they're going to tell me? No. In the summer of 2020, that hasn't even ended yet, sorry. In the summer of 2020, I reached out to Miss Joan Dixon, who was the most absolutely and supportive mentor I've ever worked with. I love her so much. And This was after the canceling because of COVID-19 due to a physician shadowing program. And so I didn't want to stay home doing nothing. As great as Netflix is, it gets repetitive after a little bit. And so I emailed her and asked, hey, is there anything I could read or pick up just for the summer? I've always been passionate about public health and I'd love to learn more. And happy as it may be, I received an email with an internship offer, which literally changed my life. I got the opportunity to complete around 80 hours of graduate level coursework in public health, analyzing the social determinants of health, social behavioral therapy, and I finally started to get answers to those questions I had so many years ago. What made Haiti and the United States different? And these differences and discrepancies that exist around the world. We continue to analyze and understand, and I was incredibly grateful, and it guided the rest of my time in high school. In 10th grade, I had the opportunity to volunteer with Manatee, which continued to be an amazing group of mentors and like-minded individuals. I started to see how economic, socio-political, and sociological issues are public health issues, whether that's sustainable housing, environmental justice, creating and maintaining peace, public safety. These are all issues that go back to the wellness and behavior of communities. And so I'm very proud, as Gabby had mentioned, thank you so much, by the way, and I'm very proud to announce that at 16, I was very fortunate enough to receive admission to Stanford University in Palo Alto, California, and I'm going to continue to explore and find answers to the questions I had then and I have now. What is our best response to the realities that climate change will bring and continues to bring to low-income and disadvantaged communities? How can criminal justice reform and creating passionate and like-minded education create and maintain sustainable communities? Again, I'm so thankful to everyone who has believed in me and who has continued to believe in me. I'm thankful for the opportunity to not only go to college for free, but also have the support of foundations such as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Ron Brown Scholars Foundation, who would support me in all of my professional aspirations. Thank you so much to the Manatee Chamber of Commerce, to everyone coming here today, and to promote the welfare and general well-being of every community everywhere. Thank you.
So if you ever, feeling bad about the future, boy, what's going to happen? We're going to be all right with Dylan around. Thank you, Dylan. Félicitations. Now we have come to our final award this morning. I'd like to ask Doris Davila with Regions Bank to come back to the podium. Thanks, Doris. Regions stepped forward at the very beginning of our planning more than 8 years ago to support this Champions of Healthcare Awards as our presenting sponsor, and they committed again this year to that top-level sponsorship. So Doris, thank you to Regions Bank for your outstanding support and for making the Champions of Healthcare Awards such a success. Thanks, Doris.
Thank you, Matt. On behalf of Regions Bank, I'm pleased to be here today to celebrate so many champions. The Manatee Chamber's Champions of Healthcare Awards help raise the level of awareness of the amazingly positive achievements happening in our healthcare community. Regions Bank is so proud to have been the leading sponsor since the inception 10 years ago. I applaud all of the nominees, finalists, and winners. I know it was a very difficult task for this year's judges because we have so many people here and organizations dedicated to the health and well-being of our community. Regions Bank is a strong advocate of Manatee County's healthcare community. We have a long-time presence in Manatee that dates back to the 1990s. And since then, we have been partnering with local health organizations, educational programs, and societies. We are also very proud to be the relationship that we have established with our local healthcare professionals and practices. At Regions, we look forward to many more years of partnerships with the Manatee County's healthcare community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So our final category, I have the privilege of introducing you to the 2022 Champions of Healthcare Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Dr. George Van Buren. We'd like to hear from Scott Works, Senior Director of Marketing, Communications, and Patient Experience with MCR Health, and MCR Board Chairman, Chief Gary Lowe, who will share a little more about Dr. Van Buren.
On behalf of MCR Health, Mr. Carnegie, our president, and our over 1,100 employees, we congratulate Dr. George Van Buren for earning the Lifetime Achievement Award. We as an organization could not be prouder of Dr. Van Buren and the compassionate care he offers this community. With awards and accomplishments too numerous to mention, suffice to say that he is an innovator, a pioneer, a trailblazer, and a true child advocate. He has selflessly dedicated over 34 years of his life to provide young patients with the best pediatric care, ensuring recovery, wellness, and continued health for all patients, regardless of their ability to pay. It's no wonder his patients absolutely love him. He is consistently ranked in the 100th percentile in patient satisfaction and has served generations of families in the community. He is unrivaled in his pursuit to provide quality for the children of Manatee County. At MCR Health, our service vision is deliver an exceptional experience to everyone, every time. And Dr. Van Buren delivers on that 100% of the time, with over 170,000 exceptional patient encounters in his career. Moreover, Dr. Van Buren's contributions are not limited to the workplace. In fact, one of MCR Health's core values that Dr. Van Buren embodies very dearly is community. He has a huge heart and is at the center of all MCR volunteer opportunities, including our Feed the Children events, numerous home makeovers for our patients, and our MCR Foundation activities, just to name a few. If that weren't enough, Dr. Van Buren is a true child advocate with a long history of philanthropy, including innumerable donations to MCR toy drives, back-to-school supplies, and many other worthy causes. Dr. Van Buren isn't just a great pediatrician, he's also a great man. Truly one in a million. We love him, and we are so thankful that the Manatee Chamber of Commerce recognized him today. Dr. Van Buren, thank you for bringing your integrity, your kindness, and your amazing compassion to MCR Health and the community. Congratulations on this Lifetime Achievement Award.
It's my honor to speak on behalf of Dr. George Van Buren. I had the pleasure of meeting Dr. George over 20 years ago at MCR. Over the years, he has proven to be a wonderful doctor whose attitude and work ethic are unmatched. As the board chair, I have seen him in action as he cares for his patients and interacts with his staff. You can easily say that Dr. George loves MCR and the many patients that he cares for. I remember a young mother approaching me saying that Dr. George was her child's doctor. The mother shared that the child was very sick and didn't have an appointment. Dr. George found a way to get the child in and was able to get the meds needed for a full recovery. I also remember him having a photographic memory. During the new hire employee orientation process, there were 23 new hires in the room. After speaking for 20 minutes about his responsibilities, Dr. George had total recall of each person's first and last name. Wow. Our board of directors and I are extremely proud of Dr. Van Buren. His compassion and concern to everyone he encounters leaves a lasting impression. We are blessed that Dr. George is a part of MCR's team. I am proud to call Dr. George Van Buren my friend. Congratulations, sir. God bless.
If you remember the movie Varsity Blues, you remember that Tweety was a crier. I'm a crier. First, I want to give thanks to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for bringing me here today. I was recently diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, but I'm doing okay, and I will continue to do so. Also, I'd like to give thanks to my family, represented here by my wife, Angela. My 2 sons had to work, couldn't be here. I want to thank the board of directors of MCR, Chief Gary Lowe, Mr. Stephen Wicker, who's here today, the president and CEO of MCR, Mr. Patrick Carnegie, and all our senior leaders who are represented out here today. I learned a long time ago that if you didn't have an ego, you get a lot of stuff done, and you don't have to have the credit. And the guys that are here today that work with MCR, they deserve all the credit for me, allowing me to do what I do, to be here today, okay? And so I'd like to give thanks to them and shout out to them all. Please, can you guys stand for a second to be recognized? It's okay. I've been involved in a lot of things in this community. I've been here 34 years. I came from the West Coast, and as I tell everybody, I wanted to be Doc Hollywood, Doctor to the Stars, okay? And I had a government scholarship and couldn't find a job up there. Everybody wanted to do the same thing. So government told me, we paid for 4 years of your education. You can give us $120,000 or you can find a place to work. I chose the latter. So I ended up coming to Florida because it was the closest place to California. I had never been to Bradenton before. And when I first came in the middle of the night on State Road 64, it was 2 lanes. There was only a couple stores there. I'm like, wow, this place has a lot of potential. And so I came with the intention of working my time off and then going back out to California, but obviously that didn't work. I came here, started working with the people. We worked hard, treat the patients with dignity and respect, and good things are happening. We've been able to grow our organization from 2 health centers to almost 50. And we're continuing to fill needs in the community because that's what our patients deserve. We're here for our patients. And I appreciate the opportunity that my staff gives me to do the things that I do. I don't do a whole lot other than just see patients. They do all the work and make me look good. I can talk all day, but I'm not. In closing, I'm going to kind of paraphrase a letter that I got from one of my patients. And it kind of summarizes my credo. This is a young man by the name of Denny. And I've known him since he was a little kid, and he would come into the office with his mom and his sister, and we would do the typical medical thing. But then I talked to them about what they wanted to do with their lives, and encouraged them to be the best people they could be. And you never know what kind of impact you're going to make by talking to people, sharing little things, either about yourself or what they can do. They may be going through a hard time, and it's just nice to be able to kind of give a good word here and there. And so I, forgot about Denny over the years, but then I saw his picture in the paper. He had won the Golden Hair Award for one category. I can't remember what it was. And then I get a thank you card. And it's basically telling me that throughout all the encounters that we had together over the years, I encouraged him and his sister to pursue their dreams. And now he wants to be a surgeon, probably like Dr. Golino, and his sister wants to be a doctor too. But they give me the credit. I don't take the credit. It's all on them and their families. But it's nice to be able to say that I had a hand in that. So as I said earlier, I want to be Dr. Two Stars out in Hollywood, giving Kim Kardashian's kids shots and stuff like that. But I don't have to do that, because I've been able to do it right here with all the stars in Manatee County. And the last thing I want to say, Dylan, good luck to you, Stanford. It's an honor for me to follow you. And I'm looking forward to hearing about all the good things you're going to be doing in the future. I'm usually the guy that's running around in jeans, taking pictures. So I very rarely get up in the spotlight. And so I just appreciate the opportunity to be here. I've hopefully contributed to the betterment of this community. State Road 64 is no longer 2 lanes. So I didn't have a hand in that. But I know that there are heroes amongst us. All of us are heroes in our own respective ways. So in closing, I'm just going to say 2 words. Go Lightning.
It is very humbling to share the podium with people like that, Dr. Van Buren and the other award winners today. It struck me, this is off script, sorry. It struck me that a common theme is humility, that these champions are humble, that for all they do, the humility that they present is fascinating to me. What an incredible career, personal commitment. Thank you, Dr. Van Buren. Our community is so grateful for the immeasurable achievements and your generosity. What a fantastic celebration, huh? I love this event. I always know that I'm going to leave here humbled by the knowledge that we live in a community where people, businesses, and institutions work tirelessly for the good of all. Manatee County is a place where people are empowered to make a difference in healthcare in a lot of ways. Is there anything more important than the quality of life? Is there anything more important to our quality of life than our own health and that of our family and our neighbors? Thank you again to our sponsors. I hope you'll take the time to patronize their businesses and let them know you appreciate their generosity in supporting this awards breakfast. For all the nominees and the finalists, we have a certificate for you to take with you this morning to display proudly for all of your efforts to improve the health of Manatee County. I'd ask that all of the finalists all of the finalists, not just the winners, all of the finalists, please come to the stage after we adjourn for some group photos. A huge thank you to the Chamber staff, to Jackie Dzelski, to her staff, to the Healthcare Committee for their work in putting on a spectacular event. And finally, thank you for attending this morning. We appreciate your support. We look forward to seeing you at next year's Champions of Healthcare Awards. Thanks.